On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Welcome into the Parsons Ford Countdown to Tip-Off here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Getting you set for a Region 2 championship here in girls basketball in the state of West Virginia between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Musselman Applemen. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here with you on the Parsons Ford Countdown to Tip-Off, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. Nick, this is a big-time matchup here. The winner goes to the state tournament, and the loser season is done. And Martinsburg, the home team here tonight, only one loss in conference play so far this year, and it was here on their home court to this very team that they played tonight, the Musselman Applemen.
Yeah, I mean, this is when it really starts to feel like the playoffs. Obviously, the first round of sectionals are win or go home, but typically, you know, there's a big disparity between the two teams in that game. Not always, but occasionally. But when you get to this point, you are getting, you know, some of the best teams in the area. And tonight we have two of the top three in Musselman and Martinsburg, and these two teams. Musselman was the only team to beat Martinsburg, so you could argue that they're the second best team in the EPAC, even though they struggled against Washington this year, losing all three matchups. But these two teams do match up pretty well with each other. It was a 44-42 win for the Applemen last time out. And just where these two programs were a few years ago and where they are now is, you know, the most impressive thing to me. I mean, Martinsburg won one game 2 years ago. They won 9 last year, and now they're the best team in the EPAC in the regular season. So And Musselman has been a team that, has been very solid over the years, but hasn't really gotten to a point where you would say they could contend to make the state tournament, and they're now just one win away from that as well. So two programs that are headed in the right direction, two young coaches. Ronnie Fitzpatrick in his second season. He coached at Musselman under A.D. Elliott, and, of course, Coach Potter, replaces Coach Elliott, and these two know each other pretty well. So should be a fun matchup, great rivalry between Musselman and Martinsburg, and I think we're in for a real treat tonight, Dylan, between two programs that are on the rise in the EPAC and in the state of West Virginia and have really taken some big steps this year.
Right, and these have been intense matchups between these two teams. Getting to 44 points has been enough to win both games so far this year, 46-37. That was the margin of victory for Martinsburg in the first matchup in Inwood, and then 44-42 was the win for Musselman here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. And there were 6 technical fouls in the first matchup between these two teams, and things are only going to be ratcheted up here tonight, considering this is, again, go to states or go home here tonight.
Yeah, and when you look at this matchup, or really just the season for Martinsburg, I should say, when they get to that 44, 45-point mark, that's usually when they win. So that's kind of the key number for both teams. If you can get to at least 45 points, you have a pretty good shot to put yourself in position to win, especially at this Bulldog team who relies on their defense. That's what sets up the majority of their offense. So the other team usually is in that 30, even in the 20 range of points, and Martinsburg, can build a little bit of a margin, play good enough defense to get the win. They like to, at times, hold the ball and try to milk some clock. So that's what Martinsburg does well. Musselman plays kind of a similar style, so it makes sense that around 45 points or so is going to be the key number for these two teams tonight, and it's been the key number for them in the matchup so far this season. So again, looking forward to the matchup. I think we have two teams that have clearly shown to be two of the best teams in the area, and even outside of the area have gotten some good wins across the rest of the state. So looking forward to it, Dylan.
I am as well. And let's take a 2-minute break. When we come back here on the Parsons Ford Countdown to tip-off, we'll have our coaches' interviews. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
The City of Martinsburg Police Department is now recruiting for new officers to serve the community and to be a part of our team. Starting pay ranges from $53,813 to $70,565 depending on certified experience, with a raise once you're certified and a potential sign-on bonus as well. City of Martinsburg police benefits include health insurance, vacation leave, sick leave, personal time and comp time, a pension plan, paid gym membership, longevity pay, tuition assistance, and a deferred compensation plan. Apply at cityofmartinsburg.org.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
I can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job.
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to the Parsons Ford Countdown to Tip-Off here, getting you set for a regional championship matchup here in girls basketball in the state of West Virginia between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Musselman Applemen. We'll get you our coaches' interviews here, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rock's, fast, fresh, and friendly. Let's hear from Tim Potter and Ronnie Fitzpatrick of Musselman and Martinsburg. We're here with Coach Potter of the Musselman Applemen. Coach, coming into tonight, the regionals here, we're able to get a win against Jefferson and then took the loss against Washington. How are you feeling about how your team has been playing this last week or so and coming into tonight?
I think Frax has been really good. I think he's been laser focused. The beauty about it is the records were 0-0. It doesn't even matter at that point. It's all about who wants it more and who gets it done and executes. So Martinsburg and us, we have a great opportunity here. Winner goes to states. So, yeah, everybody's feeling pretty good.
You split the season series so far with Martinsburg. Both times the road team was the one getting the win. You come in here on the road again tonight. You got that 2-point victory against the Bulldogs in here last time around. What do you want to take from that game and bring it in here again tonight to try to do it again?
I think it's just, again, comes down to which style takes over, because we both have strengths that we want to utilize. They have a lot of height, size. You know, they like to pound it inside, all that good stuff. We have a lot of speed and length, and we're going to try to use that to our advantage. I don't know if necessarily home court is really a factor, because as you just said, both teams have beat each other on their home courts. I think it's just going to come down again to who executes and who makes who more uncomfortable.
If you got one thing that you could say you want to make sure that your team executes tonight, what would that be? Make it the key to make sure that you guys can get the win tonight.
Play hard and play our style and stick together.
Obviously, this is, as important as it gets. If you lose, you go home. If you win, going on to states. What do you tell your team to make sure that they're in the right mindset?
This is it. That's just it. And remind them how much success they've had from this program that has struggled over the years, and how sensational they've been with history that they've brought just from the regular season alone. And let's not let the story end yet. We got one more chapter we're trying to fill in, so let's get out there and make it happen.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, here with Coach Fitzpatrick of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Coach, coming into tonight, how are you feeling about how your team has been playing lately, coming into the regionals to try to get the states?
I'm extremely excited. The girls have worked their tails off all year, and this is the opportunity that you want. We are right where we need to be. We're giving ourselves a chance to punch a ticket and get to states, so I'm extremely excited.
Coming in here is Musselman. You guys have split the season series. Both teams have won the road game so far this year. What do you think your team needs to do coming into tonight to be able to make sure you replicate the first game where you guys got the victory and make sure that they can't get another win here on your court?
Of course. It's play defense like we've talked about all year. It's control the boards. It's make sure that we get the ball inside. And it's just utilize some of the things that we've worked on all year. So we're ready.
It's go to states or go home. What have you been telling your team when it comes to getting them in the right mindset?
That right there. Go states or go home. And they've earned this. I'm extremely proud of the 5 seniors that we have. They've bust their tails all year. And just the whole team. The program, last year when we finished the season, we had a bitter taste in our mouth, and we wanted to remember that, and we worked towards that not happening again. And tonight, of course, there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser, but we're going to give ourselves a chance tonight to turn that around.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight, and thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Thanks again to Coach Potter and Coach Fitzpatrick for those pregame interviews brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Let's take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll get our starting lineups and the keys to the game here between Martinsburg and Musselman. This is West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel is helping create extraordinary futures.
So we've seen improvements in our boys on the, as I said, arithmetic, reading and writing.
I worked in the county, I worked in public school, and that's what I knew. And I knew I wanted to be able to give her more. So I would recommend this to anyone.
You know, our daughter has thrived here. The family-like environment is exactly what she needed.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel in Martinsburg, equipping children to lead lives of significant impact.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Welcome back to the Parsons Ford Countdown Tip-Off here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here with you for Martinsburg and Musselman. Winner goes to the state tournament, wins, and are co-champions of the region. Meanwhile, on the other side of the Panhandle, it's Washington versus Spring Mills to see who the other team that goes through to the state tournament out of Region 2 ends up being. Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. You'll hear from him at halftime and postgame. John Alderton behind the camera on TV 10 for us tonight. And let's get our keys to the game. The key to your next car is at the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. Nick Verzolini, what are your keys to the game tonight?
I mean, I think first of all for Musselman, they got to find a way to contend with the Martinsburg size. It was a problem for Spring Mills last time we saw this Bulldog team in action. Musselman doesn't have a whole lot of height on its side, so how do you defend the Cadence Bradleys, the Serenity Richies, the Addison Strovels? You know, all that height is tough to match up with. But I think the way to do that would be to control the tempo, you know, play pretty quick, get up and down the floor, and do what Musselman has done well all season. On the Martinsburg side, you know, you got to play to your strengths. You got to prevent Jasmine Morris and some of these, you know, good athletes on Musselman from taking over. Sierra Polar, Nevaeh Thompson, Sarah Price. You know, this starting five, while they might not have a ton of height, they have a lot of speed and quickness. So, you know, keep your pressure that you've kept all year, but don't allow it to be a track meet and then just get up and down the floor and break your press easily. Make sure it's difficult on Musselman to get those easy layups at the basket.
Let's get you our starting lineups brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. You can stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Give them a call at 304-263-4343. Let's start with the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Same starting five as they usually have. It's number 14, Haley Martin. Number 20, Chloe Irving. Number 21, Tiana Santabria. Number 34, Cadence Bradley. And number 42, Serenity Ritchie. And on the Musselman side, it's number 2, Nevaeh Thompson. Number 4, Sierra Puller. Number 14, Kaylee DeLuca. Number 12, Larkin Walker. And number 15, Jasmine Morris. Let's go ahead and let's take a 3-minute break. And when we come back, we will have the opening tip-off. This is West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Opening tip-off here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 is brought to you by the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to skinnerwins.com. And the teams are taking the court now. Martinsburg in their white jerseys with the black numbers, orange trim. Musselman, the green, Kelly green uniforms, white lettering, a red trim. And off we go. Cadence Bradley and Jasmine Morris with the opening tip. Official in the center circle, making sure everyone's set the right way. And Cadence Bradley wins the tip, but tips it over to Kaylee DeLuca of Musselman. So first possession goes to the Appleman. Sierra Puller drives the lane and steps on the baseline for a turnover early on.
It's been a long time for both of these programs since they made it to the state tournament. Musselman, I believe, 2009, 2010. Martinsburg, not quite as long. They were there during the COVID year, 2019-2020. So
full court pressure to start things out from Musselman. Martinsburg passing it around the outside. Serenity Ritchie drives in the lane and gets the friendly bounce. 2 points already up on the board for Serenity Ritchie. Here comes Musselman the other way, and Jasmine Morris gets fouled as she quickly tries to bring the ball up the court. So 7:22 left in the first quarter. That's when we get our first foul, and that one goes against Ritchie. Martinsburg's size up front. Well, one way to beat that could be to get them in the foul trouble. See if they're able to do it. Puller on the right wing, guarded by Martin. Drives with her left into the lane. Kicks it out to DeLuca, top of the key. DeLuca looking for room, picks up her dribble, able to get it to Larkin Walker. Now they get to Morris. Puts up a turnaround hook shot, no good, but it's rebounded by Walker. Now back to Morris for three. Jasmine Morris gives Musselman their first lead of the night, 3-2. Pressure once again. Not quite full court. Musselman backing off a little bit. Ritchie has the ball at the top of the key. They trap. Kick out to Santa Maria in the left corner. No good, but Chloe Irving's there for a rebound. Her shot's missed. And as she fights for the ball with Larkin Walker, Walker will be called for the foul. The ball will stay with the Bulldogs. Martin inbounds it to Bradley, who's doubled immediately, but she gets the hook shot off. No good. And after the rebound by Morris, Haley Martin comes in with a jump ball. Gets her hands on it. Possession arrow goes back to the Bulldogs.
Just a good hustle play by Martin to stick with that one.
Martin gets it in. Out for the three-point line for Chloe Irving. Her shot's no good, but it's rebounded by Santa Maria, and she goes up for a shot. It's fouled. Sandwiched in the lane by Thompson and Walker. It'll be a foul against Nevaeh Thompson. So 6:16 left in the first quarter. We get our first free throws of the night from Tiana Santa Maria. Her first shot, no good. Stays 3-2. Our first quarter on TV10 brought to you in part by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving our area since 1880. Santa Maria's second shot, also no good. Ball tipped around a little bit and rebounded by Walker for Musselman.
Those are big misses. I know it's early in the game, but free throws are so crucial when it comes to these kind of games that you know are going to be close.
Larkin Walker had the ball on the right elbow. Santa Maria tried to poke it out from behind, but got some contact. So that'll be a foul against Santa Maria, her first. Inbound to Walker, no good on the shot. Off the backboard, rebounded by Ritchie. Things come back the other way for the Bulldogs. They'll work it around the outside.
At the top of that 1-3-1 look.
And the pass deflected. The pass deflected and stolen by Musselman. Puller gets the ball over to Thompson. Now DeLuca, top of the key. She tries to get rid of it, but pass is stolen by Irving. Fast break. Here comes Santa Maria on the pass, and her layup is good. Tiana Santa Maria gives a 4-3 lead back to Martinsburg. Here comes the other way. Jasmine Morris, long two-pointers, good. All 5 points for Musselman coming from Morris.
Good job by Musselman to break that press and get a good look for Jasmine Morris.
Almost another turnover, just barely.
Both teams playing pressure defense early on.
Ritchie drives, bounce pass to Bradley, who's open right at the basket. First 2 points for Cadence Bradley. 6-5 Martinsburg with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
And both teams end up handling the pressure pretty well.
Jasmine Morris, another long shot. May have had a foot on the line for a long two, but it's no good. Bradley gets the rebound and then is fouled as she tries to pass it. We'll call that one against Puller.
You don't love that shot from Morris there. It was quick, and Martinsburg going to the bench here at 4:41 left in this first quarter, but a little bit of a quick trigger on one that, Martinsburg clearly had the defensive advantage, a lot more players back compared to Musselman.
Substitutions on both sides. It's the full line shift for Martinsburg. The backups are in.
It's not really a 1-3-1. It's more like a 3-2, but they're playing Morris really high.
Addie Strovel ended up with the ball at the elbow and was fouled by Thompson. 2 quick fouls picked up by Nevaeh Thompson. So Sarah Price will have to check in for her.
That's big. Thompson's a pretty good shooter, usually a pretty good defender for this Musselman team, but
One of the big
Price
contributors.
has started some games, so.
Ball's inbounded to Ania Gideon. Her two-pointer is good. And on the following inbound, Emily Stevens, who checked in, the freshman, travels as she tried to pass the ball and hesitated and took 2 steps without getting rid of the ball. Coming the other way for Martinsburg. Jordan Green passed it in to Strovel. Kick out to Kayla Nelson for 3. Her shot's no good. Ball hits out of bounds off of Ava Underwood on the rebound attempt. Ball did not hit the rim. 8-5, Martinsburg leads with 4:03 left in the first quarter. Here comes Puller the other way for Musselman, getting the ball over half court. Guarded closely by Green. Tries the baseline, tries to kick it out, but no one's home. Oh, Jasmine Morris tried to save the ball out of bounds and ended up taking out a spectator in the front row. We'll get a timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
3:51 left to go in the first quarter here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 in this regional championship matchup between Martinsburg and Musselman. Our first quarter on TV 10 is brought to you in part by CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward after the collision between Jasmine Morris and a spectator in the front row. Getting things cleaned up on that spot and spectators being led out of the gym, make sure that they're okay. At least walking under his own power. That's a good sign at the very least. It's been a defensive struggle so far as expected, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, these are two good defensive teams. We know that they don't have necessarily a high-powered offense, so it's really to be expected. We'll see if things pick up. I think the intensity is pretty high. The pressure from both teams has been good, so we'll see.
Jordan Green lobs it up to Strovel, and Strovel traveled. She tried to drive into the lane. Full court pressure still from Martinsburg here. Sarah Price gets the ball inbounds and gets it across half court and is going to try to drive the entire way, throws the ball up. It looks like the ball either hit the pole or it's a travel because Price caught her own shot. Either way, the ball goes to Martinsburg.
Martinsburg's got to get it across.
Yep, full court pressure the other way as well. Morris almost gets the ball away from Gideon. Jordan Green now with the ball up top. Tries to get it to the elbow for Strovel, and she passes it right into the hands of Jasmine Morris. Here comes the Appleman the other way. Stevens tries to drive inside on Nelson. She's stopped. Picks up her dribble, tries to throw it across the court. Ava Underwood got a hand on it, but it goes out of bounds. Stays with Musselman.
I think both these teams are kind of playing a little bit tight and making some silly mistakes. That one didn't hurt Musselman, but it definitely could have.
Musselman nearly doesn't get the ball in 5 seconds. Sarah Price drives in the lane. Her shot, no good. The ball is knocked out of bounds off of the Appleman, so it'll go back to Martinsburg. With 2:50 to go in the quarter. Full court pressure still from both sides. Serenity Ritchie gets it across the timeline on her pass to Martin. Ball passed off the leg of Morris back into the backcourt. Ritchie ends up with it, though. Gets it to Irving on the right wing. Santa Bria now. Ritchie on the top of the key. Martinsburg having a hard time getting the ball inside. Musselman really extending the zone pressure. Irving rebounds a shot from Ritchie, no good. And now Musselman ends up with the rebound on the second shot attempt. Here come the Applemen. Stevens kicks the ball out. Shot no good. Rebounded by Musselman and then turned over on the pass attempt. Here comes Martin, throws the ball over the head of Santa Bria and out of bounds. .154 left in the quarter, still 8-5. All 5 points for the Applemen coming from Jasmine Morris so far. 2 points each from 3 different players on the other side for the Bulldogs. The Applemen get the ball inside to Price. She puts up a shot and is fouled on the way up. They'll call that one on Cadence Bradley. It's her first, the team's third. Price's first free throw is good. First points of the night from someone other than Morris for the Applemen. And Price sinks both to cut the deficit to just 1, 8-7. And a bump on Santa Bria by Sierra Puller as she comes across half court. That's 2 fouls on Puller. So
that's another thing. This Musselman team typically picks up a lot of fouls, or at times can. We saw that in the Washington matchup. And early on to have now, I believe, 2 of your starters or 2 of your key role players in some foul trouble, that's not good.
Feels like a very tightly officiated game so far on both sides, both teams nearing or in the bonus.
Maybe that has something to do with all those technicals that you were talking about, last time or the first time they played. Obviously the refs want to keep control of the game, so
it's possible that the coaches went to the officials and said, hey, make sure you don't let the other team bully my team around without getting called for fouls. So DeLuca has the ball on the right wing. Get it over to the left wing for Stevens. Now Price. Get the ball inside, and Price turns it over into the hands of Ritchie. Musselman trying to trap to get the ball back, but Martinsburg breaks it, gets it across into the half court. Martin gets it away to Ritchie. Ritchie tries to throw it inside to Irving. Nice pass, barely gets it into the window, and Irving goes up and gets 2 points. 12-7 lead for the Bulldogs with under a minute to go in the quarter. And there's another whistle. That foul will go against Irving as Stevens ran into her. We'll see Peyton Smith check into the game for Price. DeLuca brings the ball up, loses it, but it goes right to Smith. Picks up her dribble with 41 seconds left in the quarter. Top of the key now. Morris on the left wing has it. Trying to drive against Ritchie. Can't do so. Has to get it over to the DeLuca. Coach Fitzpatrick clapping his hands, loving the defense, and there's a turnover into the hands of Tiana Santa Bria. Here she comes on the fast break, and her layup is good. 14-7, 18 seconds left in the quarter. Santa Bria with 6 points to lead the way for the Bulldogs. Here comes Morris driving in the lane. She loses it. Santa Bria ends up with it. 7 seconds on the clock. Serenity Ritchie, 4-3, tries to drive into the lane, gets a shot off, and there was a hand in there by Musselman where she could not get her shot off. 14-7 at the end of one quarter. Martinsburg with the lead against Musselman. Let's take a 60-second break, and we'll be back for the second quarter of this regional championship matchup. This West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
Start of the second quarter here in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. The Bulldogs have a 7-point lead, 14-7 over the Applemen. The Musselman starting the quarter with the ball. Stevens falling on the floor in the paint, able to get the ball out to Thompson though, but the ball is stolen away by Gideon. Getting the ball up the court now. The Bulldogs will kick it out and slow it down, trying to at least. Ball was tipped, and now it's turned over in the hands of Stevens. Here comes Thompson. Now DeLuca trying to pass the ball up. It's deflected by Bradley. DeLuca got it back and kicked the ball out to Stevens. And the defense has been a lot as Stevens runs into Martin. Perhaps a little bit of a push, perhaps a little bit of a flop. Maybe a little bit of both. I think Stevens definitely extended the forearm as Martin got into her walking path.
So just to note, right before the end of the quarter, Chloe Irving was a little slow to get up, so she is dealing with an injury on the baseline. Things getting intense here in this matchup between Martinsburg and Musselman, but just wanted to note that Irving went down with an injury. We'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, she's a key player on this team, one of their starters. They would like to have her out there, but she was just kind of limping around. It didn't look very comfortable, so hopefully everything good there.
It's Gideon replacing Irving in this lineup that would otherwise be the starting five for the Bulldogs.
Musselman's got to be careful here. They're down 7.
Gideon drives and is blocked. And the ball is stolen right back by Martinsburg. Gets it to Gideon. She takes a 3 and hits it. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs, 17-7. And we'll get the first timeout of the night from Coach Potter on the Musselman side. Let's take a 30-second break with them. It's West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
17-7 here with 6:50 left in the first half. Our second quarter on TV 10 is brought to you in part by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer, at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg and Orsini's.com. Martinsburg has been in control. It was a slow start. Took teams a while to get things going. It felt like we were at 8-5. for multiple minutes of game time. But since that point, it's been a 9-2 run for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and a 10-point lead for Martinsburg, who, as we mentioned earlier, good defensive team. And then once they start to build a lead, they'll slow things down. Good block.
A block by Bradley and a block by Ritchie. Jasmine Morris ends up with the ball, though. Stays with the Appleman. And a pass deflected by Martin and stolen. Trap comes. She's able to get rid of it, though. Possession will stay with Martinsburg. Gideon on the right wing. Pass it over to Ritchie, and now back to Gideon, who's now in the corner. Her shot goes off the side of the backboard. Not enough to go out of bounds, though. It's rebounded by Bradley. Gets it to Ritchie, who throws up a shot. No good. Rebounded by Emily Stevens. She'll bring the ball up. And almost a turnover here for Musselman. Puller. Gets the ball into Brianna and kicks it out. Left corner for Thompson. Now back to the wing for Stevens. Picks up her dribble. Will work the ball around the Puller. Now it's Morris in the right corner. Picks up her dribble. Just barely gets rid of it. This Thompson, and now to Puller, whose shot misses, but she's fouled.
Can Musselman figure out this tough Martinsburg defense? And both teams have a lot of length. It's just Martinsburg has that height and the length that make them difficult.
That's the second foul on Santa Bria, who is the leading scorer so far with 6 points. Coach Fitzpatrick pulling her aside on her way to the bench, making sure her head's in the right place. Puller makes the first, misses the second. Rebounded by Gideon, but she loses it, and Larkin Walker comes up with it for Musselman. Jasmine Morris with a three, no good. Thompson gets the rebound, but then loses control of it. It goes back to the Bulldogs. Here comes Gideon up the court. 5:14 left to go. And Gideon near the baseline is fouled by Stevens.
Irving back in for the Bulldogs, so that's good to see.
5:10 left in the second quarter. 17-8 lead for Martinsburg. Bulldogs slowing down the pace a little bit. Martin with the ball outside, gets it to Irving on the right wing. They'll go back to Martin, now top of the key for Ritchie. Irving and Ritchie passing it back and forth. Now it's Gideon on the left wing, trying to find space within this 2-3 zone of Musselman.
Yeah, they switched it up a little bit from earlier.
And Morris out in front, pokes it out of the hand of Martin. And before she can fully come away with it, we get a jump ball called, but the possession arrow is with Musselman. So they'll keep possession. And Coach Fitzpatrick for Martinsburg wants a timeout. We'll take one with him with 4:35 left in this first half. This is West Virginia High School Girls Playoff Basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. We'll be back in 30. Our second quarter on TV10 brought to you in part by Craig Blair for State Senate, the Eastern Panhandle's first and only Senate President and Lieutenant Governor, fiscal and social conservative who's making West Virginia great again by cutting taxes and creating jobs. Re-elect Craig Blair in 2024. The possession arrow actually was with Martinsburg, So they will have the possession out of the timeout. Passing it back and forth. Gideon open for three. Can't hit this one. And the rebound ends up in the hands of Thompson. And it looks like Santabria got called for a loose ball foul. And that's her third.
Yeah, both teams are playing pretty aggressive. A lot of players already getting into foul trouble, so you got to be careful now. I mean, 3 fouls before halftime is never a good position to be in. And your coach, especially when your coach, trusts you to play with 2. Martinsburg has the depth, though, to make up for it.
Morris, 3 from the right corner, no good. Rebounded by Martinsburg. Martin tries to bring the ball up the court and is run into by Stevens near the base, near the sideline. That's 2 fouls on Stevens. She'll sit. DeLuca will come on. So foul trouble on both sides. 2 fouls each for Puller, Thompson, and Stevens. 3 main guards of Musselman.
Yeah, definitely not what you want if you're the Appleman.
Strobel.
Especially when you're playing zone defense.
Strobel blocked as she tries to go up with it. Ball ends up with Musselman after bouncing around. Here comes Puller. Throws the ball up to Thompson. Go back to Puller, and the ball goes through her hands and into her face, and then into the hands of Martinsburg.
Yeah, the good thing about the zone is you can kind of hide your defenders. I'm not really sure if that's a foul, to be honest. Looks like Martin just kind of lost her footing.
Yeah, a little bit of contact from Morris. But I'm kind of with you there, Nick. I wouldn't say it was enough to be a foul, but that'll be Jasmine Morris's first. 3 fouls in the quarter for Musselman.
Well, Musselman's just gone completely cold offensively.
Bradley had the ball in the paint, tried to pass it, and it's a turnover. Here comes Morris the other way, puts a shot up with the left hand, no good. And we'll get a whistle, and I believe a loose ball over the back, foul called on Thompson. And that's the 3rd foul on Nevaeh Thompson.
It's getting intense again there, Dylan, and you see a little bit of extra contact here every once in a while from both sides. So
feels like both sides are a little frustrated. Maybe it's with how tight the game's being officiated. Maybe it's the lack of offense, the amount of turnovers. But Martinsburg keeping the composure enough to stick with this 17-8 lead. Ritchie throws a wild pass. Ends up going out of bounds off the hands of Irving.
I'm not really sure what they were going for there. Looked like almost a lob to Irving, but I wouldn't really have thrown that pass.
DeLuca with the ball gets to Morris on the right wing. She's doubled off of the screen. We get the ball to Walker. Jumper from just in front of the block. That shot is good.
Well, the Applemen really needed that one, Dylan. They're down 7 here. They're still very much in the game, but both teams kind of went flat offensively. Martinsburg couldn't put them away.
It was the first field goal of the quarter for Musselman. And it looks like Martinsburg's going to turn the ball over again. Price, the ball sitting down, ends up with the ball. Larkin Walker takes a layup on the other side. No good. The ball is tipped out of bounds by Martinsburg.
Weird play there to not see a whistle. I never really saw enough to be a jump ball, but there was some contact. It looked like, I don't know.
The inbound is tipped away by Gideon and stolen. 2:05 left in the quarter. Gideon passes it to Bradley, and she has the ball knocked away. And Walker travels as she tries to pick up her dribble and make a pass. I think Bradley thought that she got hit on the arm, and that's why she lost the ball. No foul called on that one. Ball's inbounded. Irving, right wing, now gets it into Ritchie, who's doubled, kicks it out to Gideon, and her jumper is good. Long 2 for Nia Gideon. She's got 5 points.
She was just inside the line there, but great ball movement by Martinsburg. I thought Irvin made a smart pass, another turnover for Musselman. It just feels like
another
they've had
travel.
A few too many of those types of turnovers that are just silly mistakes. I mean, you never want any type of turnover, but you can't have travels like that at the varsity level.
Irving with a shot on the other side for Martinsburg. It's no good. Rebounded by Puller. She'll try to push the pace. Her pass to Price. Deflected. Ball ends up in the hands of Morris on the top of the key. Pump fakes and drives. Her shot's no good. Ball bounces around, ends up in the hands of DeLuca, who shoots a three. That one can't go either. And this time it's rebounded by Martinsburg. 1 minute left to go in the first half. It's 19-10 Bulldogs. Just 3 points in this quarter for Musselman. Here's a pass stolen by Jasmine Morris. She'll try to make it 5 for the quarter, and she does. Layup is good, and she'll make it 7 points for herself out of the 12 that the Applemen have scored so far. 19-12, 40 seconds left in the half.
Well, that's what makes her so tough. You know, she's got that length. It's another steal here.
She rips the ball out of the hands of Bradley. Fast break again, and she'll dribble the ball off her foot, it looks like. Yes, that's the call. Martinsburg ball.
Yeah, that time I think she was just going a little bit too quick. But, I mean, she makes some great plays on the defensive end. And with her length, it's tough to block her shot. So she does a lot of different things for this Musselman team that makes her a very dynamic player. And at times she's the best player, you know, in the area, I think, because of all the things she can do on the defensive end.
Gideon takes a three. It's no good. Tipped out to Musselman. Here comes DeLuca on the break. Kicks it out to Price, who shoots a three. It's no good. Rebounded by DeLuca. 4 seconds on the clock. Tries to get it into Walker. Spins. Tries to throw up a shot. It's blocked by Bradley. And Price can't get another shot off before the second quarter buzzer. With that, we will go into halftime with a 19-12 lead for Martinsburg over Musselman. Points have been hard to come by on both sides. But so far, so good for Martinsburg with a 7-point lead. We'll take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will have the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show. This is West Virginia High School Girls Playoff Basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The City of Martinsburg Police Department is now recruiting for new officers to serve the community and to be a part of our team. Starting pay ranges from $53,813 to $70,565 depending on certified experience, with a raise once you're certified and a potential sign-on bonus as well. City of Martinsburg police benefits include health insurance, vacation leave, sick leave, personal time and comp time, a pension plan, paid gym membership, longevity pay, tuition assistance, and a deferred compensation plan. Apply at cityofmartinsburg.org.
Kick off the new year in a new Toyota from CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. We've got a great selection of your favorite Toyota models on our lot. Right now, get up to $2,200 off MSRP on a new 2024 RAV4. Or check out a new 2024 Camry and get up to $3,000 off MSRP. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Dr. Omar Naveed, Neurology. Dr. Carol Pina Parker, Pediatrics. Dr. Jeff Parker, Pediatrics. Dr. Shalini Reddy, Thoracic Surgery. Nurse Practitioner Charlie Smith, Cardiology. And Dr. Sadia Wahid, Rheumatology. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
19-12, Musselman trailing Martinsburg is our score at halftime. as we welcome you into the Mansion 40 Law Firm halftime show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, brought to you by the Mansion 40 Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Nick, this has been a lot of things. Tightly contested, tightly officiated, sloppy on both sides, I would say. A lot of turnovers. Points hard to come by. Martinsburg has the lead, though.
Yeah, it feels like a game that has a lot on the line, I think is the best way to put it, because the teams do seem to be playing a little bit sloppy, a little bit tight, and I think part of it may be nerves, honestly. But I think Martinsburg's done some good things defensively to make it tough on Musselman. Musselman, though, has done some good things on the defensive end to make it tough on Martinsburg. So it's not just, poor decision-making. I think both teams, have gotten after it on both ends and have done their best out there. But I feel like the fouls got to cut down for both of these teams. And then the turnovers still need to cut down, even though there has been some good defense. I think if you can cut down on those turnovers and I guess, get yourself into some sort of rhythm, then we might see a little bit more consistency from the offenses. But overall, entertaining half, 19-12. See who comes out. It's still anybody's game.
We'll get you our first half stats, brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. On Musselman's side, it's 7 points for Jasmine Morris, 2 points each for Larkin Walker and Sarah Price, and 1 for Sierra Puller. On the Martinsburg side, it's 6 for Tiana Santabria, 5 for Nia Gideon, 2 points each for Chloe Irving, Cadence Bradley, and Serenity Ritchie. Let's take a 2-minute break, and on the other side, you'll hear from Colin McLaughlin back in the studio at the N1 Halftime Scoreboard Show. This is West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel is helping create extraordinary futures.
So we've seen improvements in our boys on the, as I said, arithmetic, reading and writing.
I worked in the county, I worked in public school, and that's what I knew. And I knew I wanted to be able to give her more. So I would recommend this to anyone.
Our daughter has thrived here. The family-like environment is exactly what she needed.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel in Martinsburg, equipping children to lead lives of significant impact.
I do.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
Can't believe you didn't fill up.
That's double my rent. Not my car.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
We got double the Rock's gas rewards, 6 cents off a gallon.
You had one job!
It's between girls.
Save now with double the gas discount. 6 cents off a gallon with Rock's Rewards.
The City of Martinsburg Police Department is now recruiting for new officers to serve the community and to be a part of our team. Starting pay ranges from $53,813 to $70,565 depending on certified experience, with a raise once you're certified and a potential sign-on bonus as well. City of Martinsburg police benefits include health insurance, vacation leave, sick leave, personal time and comp time, a pension plan, paid gym membership, longevity pay, tuition assistance, and a deferred compensation plan. Apply at cityofmartinsburg.org.
Welcome into the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube. At the half between Martinsburg and Musselman in the Girls Region 2 Championship, Martinsburg 19, Musselman 12 is the score at the half. And this one, some other scores from around the state at halftime. It's Morgantown 22, University 15. At the end of quarter number 1, it's Greenbrier East 6, Riverside 2. And at the end of the first quarter as well, in the Region 4 final, it is 14-13, Huntington leading Parkersburg. Unfortunately, cannot get a score update for you from the other side of Region 2 between Washington and Spring Mills. Hopefully, can get that to you at postgame, but for now, we'll step aside and take another 2-minute break and send it back to the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, where it's the Lady Bulldogs 19, the Lady Applemen 12.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Heffley Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
We welcome you back inside the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, getting you ready for the second half here between Martinsburg and Musselman. Regional championship winner goes on to the state tournament. The loser season is over. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. You just heard from Colin McLaughlin back at the studio. John Alderton is our cameraman this evening. We'll give credit to John for pointing out that both of the boys' high school head coaches are here tonight for both Musselman and Martinsburg. Dave Rogers over behind the Martinsburg bench, and then head coach Derek Basil over by pretty much the opposite end of the court, by the doors on the other side, near Musselman assistant principal Kevin Pittsnoggle, and I believe that's Berkeley Springs Girls High School head coach Dale McCumbee on the other side as we open things up in the third quarter with a three-pointer from Nevaeh Thompson. 19-15. Musselman cuts the lead immediately down to 4. Chloe Irving on the other side drives. Her shot no good, but it's rebounded by Bradley. Cadence Bradley with 2 points.
Well, could this early offense be a sign of things to come for these two teams, as the defense was the story of the first half?
A deflection and a steal for Martinsburg on the other end. Irving gets the ball to Santabria, who drives inside. She tries to kick the ball back out, but she passes it into the hands of Larkin Walker for Musselman. Here come the Applemen the other way. Thompson gets it to Stevens on the other side, who takes a sidestep three, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Martinsburg. Nevaeh Thompson was going after the ball, but it actually went out of bounds off of the Bulldogs. Stevens throws the ball to the top of the key for Thompson, guarded closely by Santabria. Thompson drives, puts it off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Walker. And we'll get a foul on the floor by Cadence Bradley. .6:47 left in the quarter. Ball inbounded to Jasmine Morris. Her three-pointer way too strong. Rebounded by Serenity Ritchie, and it looks like a lane in transition for Martinsburg. Chloe Irving loses the ball as she tries to go up for the layup. But as Musselman tried to corral it, couldn't quite do it, and the ball went out of bounds off the baseline.
Yeah, it was good transition defense from Musselman, but unfortunately for them, they couldn't recover quick enough.
Inbound attempt to Ritchie is intercepted, closed in on by Musselman. It's another turnover. Get the ball up to Thompson. So we go under 6.5 minutes in the third quarter. It's 21-15. Walker, nice pass over to Puller on the left block, but her shot is missed, and I think Puller twisted an ankle. She hobbles down the other end of the court.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough for Musselman, I feel like, to come back because Martinsburg is such a good team on the interior defensively.
And a pass to Chloe Irving, who fell down as she caught the ball, and it'll lead to a travel call.
From this angle, it almost looked like Thompson made contact, but
with the amount, with the contact
didn't.
that they've been calling fouls in the first half, I was a little surprised that wasn't a foul call. But
it's also possible that she didn't make contact, and it just looked like it from this angle. I don't know.
It seemed like a fine call to me, but it was a little surprising compared to what we saw in the first half. On the other end, Musselman misses their first shot, but it's Jasmine Morris with the second chance bucket. 9 points for her, makes it 21-17. Ritchie, top of the key, kicks it to the right corner. Chloe Irving's three-pointer can't get the friendly bounce. Serenity Ritchie gets the rebound, but then falls to the floor with the ball, and it rolls out of bounds and goes the way of Musselman.
So far, we're seeing a lot less fouls in the second half, so the officials not calling everything like they were early on. Teams are still playing relatively physical.
Musselman passing the ball around quickly. Puller has it on the left wing. Gets it to Morris now in the left corner, guarded by Ritchie. Morris drives, loses it, but it goes out to Thompson. Now to Stevens, whose pass is deflected right in front of her by Martin. But Martin loses her balance and falls, and the ball rolls out of bounds, so the ball will stay with Musselman on this side. 5 minutes to go in the third. Morris has it at the top of the key. Gets it over to the right wing for Thompson, who gets it right back to Morris. Picks up her dribble in the corner. Able to get it over to Thompson, and now Irving runs into Thompson, trying to pick off the pass. Couldn't quite do it cleanly.
By the way, Collin didn't have it at the half, but now he does. Washington leading Spring Mills at halftime, 34-27.
Closer than probably expected at the half. So 7-point games on both sides of the Panhandle. Shot missed by Musselman's Nevaeh Thompson, rebounded by Cadence Bradley. Work the ball up, pass deflected by Morris. She'll come on the fast break, puts the shot up, the layup is good. Suddenly it's just a 2-point game, 21-19.
I feel like Martinsburg needs a timeout, especially with this struggle to get the ball across half court. There it is.
And the Musselman contingency here in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse has picked up steam and gets loud. 4:12 left in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. This is West Virginia High School girls basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Third quarter on TV 10, brought to you in part by Hagerstown Ford. revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to FordofHagerstown.com and buy Smallwood & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call them at 304-263-3361. Musselman has come out of halftime and has looked energized, cutting the lead of Martinsburg to just 2 points. It's 21-19.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, finding ways to execute, get some layups against this tall Martinsburg team. They're getting out and running. The crowd is certainly into it. It's a good crowd, by the way. Not, a sellout, but still really good crowd for this game. And Musselman starting to figure some things out on both ends. Martinsburg looks a little bit sluggish offensively, and they're struggling.
Irving with the ball near the corner, ends up picking up a dribble, a triple team, then the ball's turned over. Here comes Jasmine Morris the other way, 2-on-1 break. Nevaeh Thompson gets the pass, shot's no good, but Morris puts up the putback and is fouled. And one. We're tied up, and Morris can give the Applemen the lead at the line.
Jasmine Morris, she's a good player, like we said before. I think her shot-making ability, especially at the rim, is very impressive. She's made some good threes, too, this season. Hasn't quite had her jumper on at all times tonight, but makes a huge free throw. And I didn't really feel like at halftime we were going to see Musselman take the lead, to be honest. It was 19-12. Martinsburg seemed to be playing a lot better, but the momentum is completely on Musselman's side. And Coach Fitzpatrick's, he's arguing tip. Okay, I thought maybe he was signaling timeout again, but he
turnover.
Should have been off Musselman, but that was not the call.
Yep, Fitzpatrick wanted the call to be that it was tipped out of bounds by Musselman, but it's a turnover. It's a 10-2 start to the third quarter for the Applemen. 22-21 lead. Jasmine Morris has 14 points. Nevaeh Thompson, this is going to be a backcourt violation, and she was trapped, threw the ball towards the top of the key. Way too far, though. Backcourt violation. 3:14 left in the third quarter.
At least on that end, that type of turnover, at least you get to reset your defense if you're Musselman and continue to make it tough on Martinsburg. Feels like if Martinsburg's going to turn it around offensively, it's going to have to be defense leading to easy offense.
Larkin Walker tips the pass. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Martinsburg, excuse me. Walker will check out. Bree Benjamin will check in. The pass across the court by Gideon to Ritchie. Now back out, top of the key. It's Santabria. Ritchie has it on the left wing now. Now it's Irving, top of the key. And the pass deflected by Morris. Another steal for Jasmine Morris. She passes it up to Stevens, who stops, puts the layup up and in. First 2 points of the night for the freshman point guard, Emily Stevens. Makes it 24-21 Musselman. 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Gideon, quick three on the other side. Air ball, last touched by Irving. Ball goes back to the Applemen. Addie Strovel will check out. Cadence Bradley checks back in. Martinsburg picking up all the way at half court, not going with the pressure into the full court. Sierra Puller with the ball up top, gets a screen from Stevens, and gets bumped by Gideon. The foul's called. First foul on Nia Gideon. She'll check out. Haley Martin, who just went to the bench within the last minute, checks back in. 2:07 left to go in the quarter.
I mean, Martinsburg scored 4 points since the first quarter, so it's just been no offense, and it looked like this team was going to have a pretty good offensive night, but Musselman's just making it tough on them every possession.
Morris tried to get the ball in. It was rebounded by Benjamin. Second shot also no good. Rebounded by Ritchie for the Bulldogs.
You're still very much in it if you're Martinsburg, but oh gosh. Oh wow.
Offensive foul called against Haley Martin. Looks like she may have extended the arm a little bit and knocked Morris off balance. I wouldn't be surprised if Morris actually just lost her balance herself, but I think there was a little bit of an extension of the arm by Martin.
But I don't see much complaining from either Martin or Coach Fitzpatrick, so I'm going to presume that was the correct call there. And that's just good defense by Morris, but Martinsburg gets a turnover.
Stolen by Santabria on the pass. Gets it up to Martin, who is fouled on her layup attempt by Stevens. Third foul against Emily Stevens. The guards for Musselman did get themselves into foul trouble in the first half. Nevaeh Thompson had 3 fouls. Puller and Stevens each had 2. And that is the third now for Stevens. Haley Martin makes her first free throw. That's her first point of the night. Makes it just a 2-point deficit for the Bulldogs, 24-22. There's 1:34 left in the quarter. Ava Underwood will check in for Serenity Ritchie. Second free throw also good. 1-point game, 24-23. The Applemen have the possession and the lead. Sierra Puller gets the ball inside to Bree Benjamin, who puts up her first 2 points of the night. Musselman's leads back up to 3. Minute 13 left in the quarter. Santabria picks up her dribble, and they'll call Morris for a reach in there. And she says that's her bad. That's her second.
Yeah, and Coach Potter, making sure his team is smart here and doesn't pick up, some bad fouls before the end of the third quarter that would send Martinsburg to the line, possibly.
Martin with the ball. They'll get it inside to Bradley. And we'll get a foul called with a reach-in on Musselman. Looks like Puller's called for the foul, and she can't believe it. And that's her third. As we just mentioned, the foul trouble, it seems to be coming back. 58 seconds left in the third quarter, and that's Sierra Puller's third foul. But it was on the floor. It's only the third team foul of the quarter. Martin gets the inbound into the corner, left side for Santabria. She drives, puts up a floater. It's no good. Rebounded by Bradley for a second and then poked away. Ends up in the hands of Kaylee DeLuca. Back comes the Appleman. Get in the corner to Puller. She'll drive, bounce pass to Benjamin, who puts up 2 more points. 28-23, 4 points in a row for Benjamin off the bench. Ritchie kicks it out. Martin now left corner is Santabria. Her 3, no good. Rebounded by Puller. She's near the corner though. Trap comes. She tries to get the ball out. Ends up on the floor is Bree Benjamin, saving the Appleman from another turnover. And Morris ended up with the ball, and as she tried to pass it, was fouled from behind. They'll get Haley Martin on that one. Her second. 19.6 seconds left in the quarter. And that is the 5th team foul of the quarter on Martinsburg. So it's 2 free throws with a 5-point lead for Musselman. And this is their leading scorer at the free throw line. But she misses her first.
You got to take advantage here if you're Morris and Musselman. Obviously, you get an opportunity here with free points on the board. You want to make at least one of these.
Morris doesn't get the friendly bounce or the roll on the second one, so 0 for 2 at the line after the foul. Martin trapped near the baseline, or excuse me, the sideline. They'll get a foul Actually, before any sort of foul call or jump ball, timeout is awarded to Martinsburg with 11.6 seconds left in the quarter. Let's keep it here for the last 11 seconds of this quarter. And we went into halftime with a big lead for Martinsburg, 19-12. And we are ending the quarter just about. There's only 11 seconds for Martinsburg to change the fact that they're now down by 5 points now.
Yeah, it's just been a weird second half where they haven't figured it out offensively. Give credit to Musselman. They kept battling. They stayed in it. 7 points, again, it's a solid lead. It's not, though, over at that point, but it did feel like Musselman's offense was so slow and wasn't really figuring anything out that it wasn't going to change much, and Martinsburg would kind of just grind their way to a win. But that was not the case. Martinsburg in the second half started turning it over a lot more. Musselman got after it a bit more, and
three-pointer Haley Martin, no good. Rebounded by Chloe Irving, puts up a shot and sinks it. Cuts the lead to 3 as the third quarter runs out. Big 2 points to end that quarter for Chloe Irving. We'll go to the fourth with Musselman now up by 3. Big swing in the third quarter. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back with the fourth quarter of West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Kick off the new year in a new Toyota from CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg. We've got a great selection of your favorite Toyota models on our lot. Right now, get up to $2,200 off MSRP on a new 2024 RAV4. Or check out a new 2024 Camry and get up to $3,000 off MSRP. And every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care and our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We're back for the fourth quarter here between Musselman and Martinsburg in this regional championship game. Winner goes to the state tournament. Loser has their season end here tonight. 3-point lead for the Applemen after being down by 7 at the end of the second quarter. Haley Martin starts the fourth quarter with a three-pointer. Cadence Bradley gets the offensive rebound, puts up a shot, it's fouled on the way up. Bree Benjamin picks up her first foul. This fourth quarter on TV 10 is brought to you in part by the committee to elect Rob Blair for sheriff, Berkeley County's choice for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Learn more at robblairforsheriff.com. First free throw for Cadence Bradley is a miss.
Even though that quarter is tough for Martinsburg, it's still anybody's ball game here at 28-25.
Second one's a miss, too. After it bounces around, Chloe Irving flies in from behind the three-point line to get the rebound. Martinsburg keeps the possession. They're working around. Extending the pressure is Musselman. The ball goes out of bounds off the hands of the Bulldogs.
Martinsburg doesn't take advantage of the extra possession that they earned by getting the offensive rebound. And they ended up turning it over. So
Addie Strovel checks out. Santa Bria checks back in. Kaylee DeLuca tries to drive in, loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds off of DeLuca. So just like that, a quick turnover in return by Musselman. And with that, Emily Stevens will jog over to check in at the scorer's table at the next stoppage of play. Serenity Ritchie passes it over to Santa Bria, top of the key to the right wing. Now Ritchie has it back. throws it left corner for Irving, who tries to bully her way inside, throw up a shot, but it's no good. Rebounded by Musselman. DeLuca bringing the ball back up for the Applemen. Walker has it on the right wing. Gets it over, tries to bounce past it inside to Puller, and it's stolen. Intercepted by Cadence Bradley. Now here comes the Bulldogs the other way with Ritchie. And DeLuca tried to knock it out from behind, but made contact. I believe that's the first foul on Kaylee DeLuca. She'll check out for Stevens. Already 2 team fouls within the first minute and a half of the fourth quarter for Musselman. Keeping the pressure on, extending out Jasmine Morris. Way past the three-point line. Martinsburg passes the ball around. Haley Martin has it, right wing, passes it left wing for Serenity Ritchie, who knocks down a 3 to tie the game at 28. 6 minutes to go.
Obviously.
Quick pull-up 3 on the other end by Emily Stevens. No good, rebounded by Martinsburg, but then Puller steals it away from Santa Bria immediately. Pass over to Nevaeh Thompson. 3, no good, rebounded by Larkin Walker, who puts it up and in for the Applemen.
Just sticking with it for Musselman and almost wanting it a little bit more than the Bulldogs on that possession.
5:35 left in the game. 2-point lead for Musselman. Santa Bria kicks it. Right corner. Gideon. 3's no good. Rebounded by Stevens. Had to pick up her dribble as she kind of stumbled. Throws the ball up. Gets it to Morris. Now it's 1-on-2. Morris pulls up from 3. No good, but it's rebounded by Thompson. Kicks it out to Stevens. 2-for-1 opportunity from three-point range, and it's good. The freshman Emily Stevens with a huge 3.
I mean, there's no reason Musselman should be getting this many offensive rebounds against Martinsburg.
33-28 Musselman with 5 minutes to go. And wow, yeah, you're right, Nick. It's a backcourt violation. Just passing the ball back to Ritchie to try to initiate the offense, and she had not passed over the front into the front court yet.
Little mistakes and sometimes some hustle plays. I mean, Musselman's getting offensive rebounds against this Martinsburg team that has the height advantage, usually is a one-and-done type team when it comes to possessions for the other team. Not the case so much tonight.
Puller and Stevens running to pick and roll. Puller, shot and the foul. Cadence Bradley couldn't get the block, made contact, ball went in for Puller. And it's 35-28 Musselman. Huge bucket for the senior Puller. And the free throw, no good. Can't finish the three-point play, but it's a 7-point lead for Musselman with 4:45 left to go. Santa Bria in the corner. Ball knocked away by Musselman. Here they come. Puller up to Morris. She's fouled and gets the bucket. Wow. An incredible run by Musselman. They're up by 9 points. Their student section is going wild. The administration can't even contain their excitement. Derek Basil, the boys' head coach, feeling the energy with them. It's 37-28. Musselman with a chance to add on another point. Jasmine Morris up to 16 points on the night and make it 17. 38-28 lead for Musselman. It's a timeout by Coach Fitzpatrick. 4:33 left to go. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with more West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
An incredible run here in the second half by the Musselman Lady Applemen. Down 19-12 at halftime. And now with 4:33 left to go in the game, they are up 38-28. You do the math there, it's been 26-9. Musselman outscoring Martinsburg since halftime.
I mean, Musselman is just playing with so much energy right now. They're in Martinsburg's head, it feels like. They're creating turnovers. The crowd is on their side in terms of, you know, the Appleman student section that showed up here tonight, and even the Musselman just, you know, friends and family that are here tonight. They're fired up, and they've taken over the field house. Martinsburg lost one game in the EPAC all season. It was to Musselman on the final date of the regular season.
And they're going to turn it over again. Puller off the errant pass, gets it up to Morris. Her layup is good. 19 points on the night for Jasmine Morris. It's a 12-point lead. We're approaching 4 minutes to play. Here comes Ritchie trying to get one back. Throws up a shot and is fouled. With 4:03 left to go. Bree Benjamin's going to get called for that one. That's her second. Dylan Bishop and Nick Verzolini here with you on the call from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Our fourth quarter on TV 10 is brought to you in part by the Larry DeMarco team at Martin Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered.
And that's another missed free throw.
And Serenity Ritchie, first of two, does not fall. Ritchie 0 for 2. And it's going to be Morris coming away with it eventually, but then Benjamin has it, tries to pass it quick, and threw it out of bounds. So the Musselman had the possession there for a second, but it goes back to the Bulldogs.
We saw Polar come over to her and just tell her, hey, just grab that ball, chin it, and you should be all right. But she kind of tried to force it, knowing that she's not a guard. She's trying to get it to a guard and turned it over. But overall, 40-28 here, 3:45 left.
Santa Bria pulls up from mid-range, no good. Jasmine Morris ends up with the rebound.
Martinsburg's running out of chances. We'll see how Musselman plays things here. Maybe they'll slow it. Yeah, they're going to slow it down, which is the smart thing to do.
3.5 minutes left. It's a 12-point lead for the Applemen.
There's no reason for Musselman to pressure. Now they got to go because Strovel came out and guarded Morris, but
Morris has the ball up top. She'll drive past Strovel, puts a layup up, no good. The defense there by Bradley, and Martin dribbling the ball up, runs into Puller.
Not sure what happened, but the Musselman bench wasn't happy with how Martin got up from that play.
It's a fourth foul on Puller. Yeah, you had pretty much a lot of the Musselman bench up in arms over whatever Martin did or said.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but you saw that Polar and Coach Potter were over there kind of trying to help her up.
3 minutes to go. Ritchie almost lost the possession. She lost the ball, but it went to Santa Bria. They'll pass the ball to Ritchie, and from just past the free throw line, her jumper is good. Cuts the lead back down to 10.
It's the first
40-30.
Really good offense we've seen from Martinsburg in a long time.
Benjamin gets a pass off to Morris, who's now dribbles the ball into the corner, throws up a wild pass towards the top of the key, and it's intercepted by Haley Martin. She puts up a jump shot, no good. Ball ends up on the floor. Nevaeh Thompson picks it up. And Stevens on the other side. Ball poked away by Santabria. And Santabria is going to get called for a travel.
No, they're going to call it on Benjamin, I believe, who had ripped it away.
Okay. So 2:21 left to go. Martinsburg still trails by 10. Musselman gets called for the travel there. The ball will be in the hands of the Bulldogs. They get the ball into the corner for Gideon. She tries to dribble around the baseline, get rid of it, but it's stolen away by Thompson. Stevens gets the ball, and she was going to get out of it scot-free, but before things get out of hand, Coach Potter calls a timeout. Let's take a 30-second break with them. This is West Virginia High School girls playoff basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
2:02 left to go. Musselman leads Martinsburg 40-30. Just 122 seconds for Martinsburg to save their season. And it's a 10-point margin to make up. It will be difficult. 4 team fouls on Musselman in the quarter, only 2 on Martinsburg. So Martinsburg has 2 fouls to give. Musselman has none. And the pressure from Martinsburg works out on that possession. Ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Sierra Puller. Cadence Bradley will check back in for Chloe Irving. So it's Martin, Santabria, Gideon, Bradley, and Ritchie on the floor for Martinsburg. It's Morris, Stevens, Puller, Benjamin, and Thompson for Musselman. Big-time three-pointer made by Cadence Bradley off of that possession. So things couldn't have gone better for Martinsburg after that timeout. They get the turnover, and then they get the three-pointer to make it 40-33 with 1:46 to go. It's another timeout follows that from Coach Fitzpatrick. We'll keep it here through this timeout. Not a lot of time, but with a three-pointer like that, that makes a big difference. I think, if Martinsburg comes out of that possession with 0 points, it comes close to being over. But
yeah,
now you're just down by 7 with 1:46 left. That feels a lot better than being down by 10 with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, no shot clock in high school basketball, so it's going to be interesting to see how Martinsburg tries to play this because you only have 1:46 left. Obviously, you're trying to get some sort of turnover if you're the Bulldogs. And how this team's been built all year has been on their defense. Can their defense here in the final 1:46 rally them back into the game, get them some easy baskets, and get back into it? I think there's still a shot, but a 7-point deficit, the way this team's played offensively tonight, you don't love their chances. But maybe their defense can be what kind of takes over the game here in the final 1:46 and turns things around. But you're going to need steals.
They'll bring the full court press. Nevaeh Thompson inbounding, throws it over the head of everybody, but it goes through the hands of Ritchie, and it ends up being Emily Stevens who gets it. She puts up the bucket in the foul.
She's played great down the stretch. Stevens hit a big three a few moments ago. There's an and one. And right when it felt like, okay, maybe Martinsburg has a shot, they give up that type of play just through the hands of Ritchie. So close, but you can't get beat over the top when you're pressing. And Martinsburg did, and then they had to kind of foul there as they tried to recover at the last second.
They lucked out. It went through the hands of Serenity Ritchie, who was all the way back.
It would have been a very tough catch, but yeah, she did have a shot at it.
Free throw's no good. Rebounded by Gideon, who gets the ball out of trouble. 7 points for Emily Stevens, and it's all been in the second half. 42-33, 90 seconds to go. Santa Bria looking for room to maneuver, gets it out to Ritchie, who kicks it to the left wing for Bradley. Now out to Gideon, who is fouled. Foul's called on Jasmine Morris. And it's been tightly officiated the entire way. Just a little bit of a bump is all it has taken. That's the third foul on Jasmine Morris.
You cannot foul here if you're Musselman, and they do. I mean, you can't allow Martinsburg opportunities to score at the clock stop. Now they've shot the ball pretty poorly, it feels like, from the free throw line tonight, but they get that one to go. So,
Ania Gideon, first point of the second half. That foul put Martinsburg into the bonus, and Gideon will go 2 for 2 as the ball bounces off the front of the rim and then falls in. And Chloe Irving bumps Bree Benjamin after the inbound.
Irving's got to do a little bit better job of fouling, though. You have to go for the ball. She just kind of shoved her. I mean, they didn't call it because it wasn't overly aggressive, but you are supposed to go for the basketball, and she did not do that if you're going to intentionally foul here.
Jasmine Morris gets it across half court, throws up a wild pass into coverage. Ball ends up on the floor. It's a jump ball, and that possession arrow stays the way of Musselman. We have a final score from the other side of the Panhandle from Colin back in the studio. Washington beats Spring Mill 70-53. So the Washington Patriots will go back to the state tournament for the second year in a row. And they will be co-champions of Region 2 with whoever wins this game. Ball's inbounded to Bree Benjamin. Gets it back to Morris, whose shot is no good, but she's fouled as she takes it.
I mean, Washington was the team before the season that we figured, okay, with everything they had coming back, they would be one of the two teams headed to Charleston. So the question then became who would join them, and we're going to find that here in the next minute. It looks like Musselman right now, which I don't think a lot of people necessarily thought that before the year.
No, sure didn't. Second personal foul on Serenity Ritchie. First free throw from Jasmine Morris is good, and that is her 20th point of the night.
I mean, Coach Potter said, though, to us on the Sports Mix before the season that his team was going to turn some heads, and they've certainly done that.
Morris' second free throw also falls. 21 for Morris. It's 44-35 with 1:05 left to go in the game. There's Ritchie. Santa Bria fouled by Puller, and that's Sierra Puller's fifth foul, so the senior guard for Musselman will be fouled out. And it'll have to be Sarah Price that comes in. .56 left to go. Tiana Santa Bria will go to the line, was the leading scorer in the first half for the Bulldogs with 6 points. And with that free throw she just made, that'll be her first point of the second half. So 7 overall now, which puts her back tied for the team lead with Gideon and Ritchie. Makes it 44-36. And now second free throw, no good. Nevaeh Thompson had the rebound, was ripped away by Martin. But then Bree Benjamin ended up with the ball. And she's fouled as Martinsburg tried to rip it away. .52 seconds left, even. 44-36. Looks like that foul will go against Haley Martin. Bree Benjamin's first free throw falls. 45-36. Chloe Martin comes off the floor. Second free throw from Benjamin is no good. Martinsburg running out of time, down by 9 points, 45 seconds left. Santa Bria right near the baseline, pass, turnover, stolen away by Stevens. And Martin fouls Stevens. with 38.8 to go. And things seem inevitable now. The Musselman fans in attendance, their student section, getting loud as they know it looks like their team is about to go to the state tournament. Emily Stevens' first free throw is good. Puts them up by 10. 8 points in the second half for the freshman, Emily Stevens, off the bench. Her second free throw also falls. Musselman back up by 11, 38 seconds left. Gideon brings the ball up fast. Pass over to Santa Bria, stolen by Nevaeh Thompson. Her layup, no good. Ball ends up on the floor, though. It's Stevens who picks it up, and she puts up a shot and is fouled on the way up. Huge second half for the freshman Stevens. She can get herself into double digits with just one made free throw. She can't get it on the first one. But after scoring no points in the first half, Gideon and Martin will check out. Things starting to get emotional over on the Martinsburg bench. Second free throw from Stevens is good. She has 10 on the night. Santa Bria working the ball up into the corner, dribbling around, tries to get it over to Aris Hicks, who passes it and turned over to Thompson, up to Morris. 2 more points for Jasmine Morris. And 3, 2, 1. The clock will run out. And your Region 2 co-champions going to the state tournament is the Musselman Applemen, with first-year head coach Tim Potter. An incredible turnaround for this Musselman program. Little to no expectations coming into the season for Musselman. Very few returning players and contributors from last year's team. And yet, here they come. The only team to beat Martinsburg in the EPAC this season. And they do it twice. Let's send it down to Nick Verzolini with the victorious head coach, Tim Potter.
We're now joined by the head coach of the Musselman Applemen, Tim Potter, after his team advances to the state tournament. Coach, how's it feel to be headed to Charleston?
It feels amazing, my man. I mean, I'll tell you what. We've believed since day one I got on the staff, and these girls deserve this. They worked so hard. I mean, a lot of people were predicting us dead last in the conference, and now we're going to the state tournament for the first time in history. I'm so proud of the coaching staff, the girls. We worked so hard. I'm so happy for them. It's an exciting game. It's really exciting.
In the regular season, you guys were the only team to beat this Martinsburg team in the EPAC. You do it again here in the postseason. What do you think were some keys tonight to lead you to victory?
Well, it was just not giving up because we got down there early in the game. The girls stuck to it. They just buy in. It's really all it is. We picked up the intensity. We started hitting some shots and just started feeling it. The defense has kind of been our thing all year long, and that's what got us tonight again.
For you personally, I know you're a Musselman alum. You've been a part of the program for a little bit now. What does it mean to you to be a part of this trip to Charleston now with this group?
Oh, it means so much to me. I mean, this school deserves it. It's been a long time coming that we made history tonight. I'm so excited. They deserve it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and go Suburban team.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dylan.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Coach Potter. Congratulations to the Musselman Lady Applemen. They'll cut down the nets here tonight in the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. And along with the Washington Patriots, they will be Region 2 co-champions and go on to Charleston for the state tournament. Let's take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the Palace Lounge post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Girls Playoff Basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
The City of Martinsburg Police Department is now recruiting for new officers to serve the community and to be a part of our team. Starting pay ranges from $53,813 to $70,565 depending on certified experience, with a raise once you're certified and a potential sign-on bonus as well. City of Martinsburg police benefits include health insurance, vacation leave, sick leave, personal time and comp time, a pension plan, paid gym membership, longevity pay, tuition assistance, and a deferred compensation plan. Apply at cityofmartinsburg.org. If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley-Morgan County Health Department.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel is helping create extraordinary futures.
So we've seen improvements in our boys on the, as I said, arithmetic, reading and writing.
I worked in the county, I worked in public school, and that's what I knew. And I knew I wanted to be able to give her more. So I would recommend this to anyone.
You know, our daughter has thrived here. The family-like environment is exactly what she needed.
The Classical Christian Academy at Bethel in Martinsburg, equipping children to lead lives of significant impact.
If you or someone you...
Back here for the Palace Lounge post-game show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. And as we speak here, up the ladder goes Larkin Walker, first one to start cutting down the nets. Here is the Musselman Applemen are your co-champions of Region 2, and they'll advance to the West Virginia High School Girls State Tournament. You have to have a huge win against the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Nick, it looked almost impossible after the first half. It was 19-12 Martinsburg. It seemed like Musselman just had no offense tonight, and it was a huge difference in the third and fourth quarters.
Yeah, that's why you keep playing through all four quarters. The game isn't over. I mean, it was only a 7-point lead, but you're right. It didn't really seem like Musselman could do enough against Martinsburg for you to believe that they were going to come back and win. Just kind of how the flow of the game felt like. It wasn't so much the score was so tough to come back from, but overall, you know, give credit to Coach Potter. This team, you know, like he said, people really didn't expect much from them because they haven't really done it before. They always show some toughness. They show, you know, ability to fight and play hard, but never really showed consistency in the win column. In his first season, he's able to help guide this team to the state tournament. So, and congrats to Musselman. I thought they had a great regular season overall, but Martinsburg was the best team in the EPAC. So to not see them go to the state tournament is pretty surprising. But sometimes it's just, you know, the matchup and how things play out. And Musselman was the one team that beat them, and they did it again. So twice, and that's what it took. So pretty impressive, to say the least, you know, with how talented this Martinsburg team was. And you feel for them, obviously. Anytime these games end, you know, you always think about the seniors on both sides, and it's a very senior-heavy Martinsburg team. So for them and what they accomplished this year, you definitely give them a round of applause. But Musselman was the better team here tonight.
Say it all the time, styles make fights. And just seems like Musselman's game plan against Martinsburg, their game plan against other teams in the EPAC didn't always work out, but in those last two games, both the ones here at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse, it worked. So let's get you our post-game stats here, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to fordofhagerstown.com on the Martinsburg side. Their leading scorers with 7 points each: Tiana Santabria, Serenity Ritchie, and Ania Gideon. Just 4 points for Cadence Bradley, 4 points for Chloe Irving, 2 points for Haley Martin. And that's the scoring for Martinsburg. For Musselman, they get 3 points from their veteran guards, Nevaeh Thompson and Sierra Puller, 3 points each. They get 4 from Larkin Walker. They get 2 from Sarah Price, 5 from Bree Benjamin off the bench. But in the 2 big games, 10 points all in the second half for the freshman point guard Emily Stevens, and then 23 points for Jasmine Morris. 7 points in the first half and 16 in the second half to lead the way for the Applemen. With that, let's get into our post-game awards. First of all, the rejection of the game brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Give them a call at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Nick, the rejection of the game.
I'm going to go with the block by Bradley, and then Ritchie followed one up with a block in that first half. 6:30 left in the first half. Early in the game, but I didn't really have one later or on the Musselman side that stood out to me too much. So, it was a block by Bradley, and then it was followed up by Ritchie. I thought it was pretty impressive to see both of them, have that concentration to get those 2 blocks there, and that would be my rejection of the game.
I remember that one. That's the one that sticks out in my head as well. Now we'll go to the moment of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center, leading healthcare here and everywhere. Nick, what was the moment of the game?
I'm going to go with the and one from Stevens kind of late, even though she didn't make the free throw. That's when it really felt like Musselman had just figured things out against Martinsburg, figured out easy ways to get turnovers and get down the floor. So that would be my moment of the game, but you could really even go with the last-second shot from Morris, just because that just put the seal on the victory, and just it kind of was the summary of the second half. A lot of fast breaks and fouls on Martinsburg, and Stevens kind of got that going, and she played really well, I felt like, in that second half. So that would be my moment of the game.
There was a couple you could choose from in that run in the third quarter into the fourth quarter. Jasmine Morris had herself an and one, I think, pretty much immediately right after that.
That's true, yeah.
As well.
She had one that was just a ridiculous shot, so even that one, it wasn't as easy as they've been making it for me recently with these half-court buzzer beaters right before halftime from like Mary Rivera and Tay Wilmer. So there was a lot of great moments. Overall, maybe just the cutting down of the net is the moment of the game, even though it happens in the postgame.
They're getting close to cutting the whole thing down. Let's get our player of the game, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer, at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg and Orsinis.com.
It's got to be Jasmine Morris. I mean, she's their leader. She's their best player, and she's only a junior. So you have another year of Jasmine Morris to try to lead this program again. But she's an incredible player. I think she's really good on the defensive end. She has good length, has a pretty good jumper as well, and she finds ways to make big shots. She led the way tonight. It has to be your player of the game.
Just overall, from Musselman, no one saw this coming, really. They weren't incredibly successful last year. First-year head coach, a lot of new players, a lot of young players getting time for them.
I feel like based off of the non-conference, we felt like Musselman was, again, one of those teams that, okay, clearly they could do it. But heading into the season, you didn't really know what to expect, but you figured, okay, this program hasn't really ever been there before. Why would they do it this year? But they proved everybody wrong with that. So, great season for Musselman, and hopefully they do well in Charleston. I don't know what kind of seed they're going to get. It's going to be tough for them to get a great seed because the EPAC overall kind of struggled this year as a conference and a non-conference. But they're a dangerous team if they get the right matchup. So best of luck to Musselman, best of luck to Washington down there in Charleston. And we'll probably have Coach Potter back on the Sports Mix at some point, as well as Coach Edwards before they head down to Charleston, just to get their thoughts on that trip. But, yeah, I mean, incredible season. so far, and it's not over for the Applemen either.
No, it sure isn't. And heading up the ladder to cut the final tassels off the net is Coach Tim Potter in his first year as head coach of the Musselman Applemen. And there it is. Co-champions of Region 2. Coach Potter bringing the net down here from the Martinsburg Fieldhouse. Them and the Washington Patriots will go on from the EPAC to the state tournament. And with that, we'll say goodnight here from Martinsburg as Musselman beats the Bulldogs. For Colin McLaughlin back at the studio, John Alderton behind the camera, Nick Verzolini next to me, I'm Dylan Bishop. Saying so long and good night here from Martinsburg. Let's remember that tomorrow we have Spring Mills and Hedgesville boys sectionals. Rematch from last year when Hedgesville upset Spring Mills on their home court and sent them home. They'll try to do it again this year with Spring Mills being the #1 team in the state. And then on Saturday, Shepherd against Kutztown. Women's and men's games, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Tomorrow night, Spring Mills, Hedgesville, pregame 6:30, tip-off at 7. It'll be Colin and Nick down at Spring Mills High School for another great rest of this week and into next week of basketball here in the EPAC and for Shepherd on Saturday. So with that, we'll say goodnight here from Martinsburg. This has been West Virginia High School Girls Playoff Basketball here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Saying so long and good night. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday night.
On January 18th, Rob Blair was appointed by the Berkeley County Commission to fill the vacancy of sheriff. A retired captain with the West Virginia State Police, Rob Blair is putting his 35 years of experience and training in law enforcement, administration, and supervision to work for the citizens of Berkeley County. A vote for Rob Blair for sheriff is a vote for honesty, integrity, professionalism, and proven leadership. Paid for by Committee to Elect Rob Blair for Sheriff.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
If you or someone you know suffers from the disease of addiction, help is available from the Berkeley County Quick Response Team with peer recovery coaches and support promptly to the homes of those who've recently experienced an overdose. This collective effort towards recovery brings resources and services to the community, including naloxone and treatment options. Call 304-267-1313 or visit the Berkeley County Recovery Resource Center at 800 Emmett Rouse Drive, Martinsburg. The Berkeley County Quick Response Team is funded through a DHHR grant with the Berkeley Morgan County Health Department.
Welcome into the And One postgame scoreboard show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Tonight's final score in the Class 4A Region 2 Co-Championship in high school girls basketball. The Musselman Lady Applemen get a 50-36 win over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Other score tonight in the Region 2 Co-Championship on the other side of the county, it was the Washington Lady Patriots defeating the Spring Mills Lady Cardinals by a final score of 70-53. So it will be Washington and Musselman representing Region 2, both coming out of Section 2 for Quad A state tournament, which will take place next week. And we already know, as all results are final the 8 teams in next week's state tournament for high school girls basketball in the Mountain State, as well as the 1 through 8 seeding for next week. And I'll give that to you right now. Number 1, George Washington. Number 2, Wheeling Park. Number 3, Spring Valley. Number 4, Morgantown. Number 5, Greenbrier East. Number 6, Huntington. And number 7, Washington. Number 8, Musselman. So, again, Region 2 gets put as the 7 and 8 seeds in the state tournament, which means Washington will take on Wheeling Park in the first round. Musselman will take on George Washington. That wraps things up here. I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. This has been West Virginia High School Girls Basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball. Today's game has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, the Palace Lounge, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.